Greetings, one and all. This is I, Leclerc. Is there anybody out there? I'll wait until somebody piles in and then I'll get things moving. Greetings, one and all. It is I, the one and only Andy, and a live stream today, Sunday the 19th of February. Everyone's sleeping on a Sunday. Anyway, I'll get things moving. Hello, hi. Can you hear me okay? And can you see what is before you? Just like to thank you kindly for joining me on this very pleasant and sunny Sunday afternoon. It's almost like a spring day today. I'll tell you what you've got before you. You can see a cell phone before me. Right. Okay. How's the picture looking? What you can see before you is, or should be able to see, is a ubiquitous Class 31 in British Rail blue and a Class 56 in sector livery, which I believe is the coal livery. And on the side of it, it reads West Burton Power Station. Right, so I'll get things revved up here. If I can just untangle my lead a second. All right, here we go. I'll start up the Class 31 first. So we should be able to do that by hitting this button here. Yes, very droll. Thank you, hi. I see the Dutch sense of humour is never failing. Glad to see it. Right, we'll have some tones. And off we go. The second one, I'll move forward a little. Let me just find the address. I'll just move you a little bit forward. Wrong one. Which am I looking at? This one. Let's move you a little forward. Right. And let's start her up. And here we go. Hello, Lee. Nice to see you, mate. I'm just waiting for the Class 56 to come around. You know what that looks like. I'll keep it quite slow, and then as it comes around, I'll give it the gun. And you should be able to hear the full array of sounds that this thing will make. Here it comes now. How's the sound coming through, guys? It's a bit sharp. Okay. I've got a feeling there isn't any control over sound up and down on these. It's either on or off. So what I'll do, this one coming around now, which is the Class 56. It's got a pretty big speaker in it, two actual speakers. Hey, trackside mic, pop this. Screaming turbo. Well, what I'll do, I'll pop them down to idle now, so they'll just idle past. Anybody joins and they want to hear the full lot, then I'll give it the full welly, and they can hear it in all its glory. So this one's just idling now as it comes past. I'll just deal with the other one. Yeah, it's a bit difficult for me to gauge it, because when I had noise reduction on, you couldn't hear a thing of the background. And when noise reduction is off, you hear just about everything, which is great for DCC, but then it can drown me out a bit, I suppose. Dallas Thomas. Hello, Dallas Thomas. From Paris. Right. Okay. Well, what you're seeing before you is two ubiquitous a class 31 and a class 56. These are all UK trains that you may be familiar with. Digital command control and sound, and it's just a matter of finding something that will appeal to everybody. Yes, that could be a problem. Hi. I know you model UK trains. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. I know there's a guy called, what's his name? A guy called Mike, and his website is Model Trains Unlimited, Model Railways Unlimited, something like that. And he uses a lot of recorded sound to go with his DC locomotives. So Dallas, do you have a layout of your own, or is it a put you up, or do you do N gauge, HO gauge, double O gauge? What's your bag, as they say? Oh, I see. Hi. Yeah, yeah, that can be trouble. Um, I must admit, I do like those German trains that use. How do I put this? It's like they use the whole musical sound of the whole repertoire. They go doo, 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 doo. The chromatic scale. That's what I was looking for. The chromatic scale. Hello, Dino. How are you doing, mate? You've got a double O layout, which encapsulated moving back to Sydney, Australia. The upshift for the power to the bogies, right? We have one over here. I believe it's a class 350 high, and that does a similar thing, but it doesn't quite have the same. I think it's only got 3 gears. So do 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 do. That's it. Sean Pacific. Hello, Sean. I'll just give you a blast of this as it comes past, Sean. If I can find the right logo. Here we go. Try this out. Yeah, Sean, I'll probably be doing some American HO next week. I wanted something quick and dirty to use for DCC, and probably the dirtiest, nastiest loco I've got is the one that will be coming around in a second, which is a class 56. And here she goes. I'm glad you like it, mate. What I've done, I've just got it on like a speed setting where you can adjust the revs of the DCC sound and keeping it at the same setting. I can't remember what it's called now, but I've just popped it back to idle now. Otherwise, you can't hear a word that I'm saying probably. Yeah, so I'll run a bit of American jazz next week. I may even get the old GS4 out, which you'd probably be familiar with. Got to go and pack up some more. But fly on March the 1st. Drums, that's not long now. And we've got trackside Mike as well. Nice to see you both in from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. I'll explain a little more of the containers as they come around. Yeah, there's one well car there. That's made by a company of ours called Dapol. And I've only ever seen one of these. That's the only one I've ever seen. And it was on like a second-hand, pre-owned pile, and I just picked it up. But as you can see, it's all in one piece. Let me just zip the speed down a little. Actually, next time around, and I'll do it. Most of these are by the same company I mentioned, Dapol. The actual spines are all metal, so the actual backbone of it is all metal, so that gives it its weight without even any containers on it. Right, let's see what I can do now. Right, I'll just drag this back so you can actually see it. Ontario, Canada. That's brilliant, mate. Great to see you here. Right, here comes the ubiquitous Class 56. Powerful locomotive, but they were notoriously unreliable. Right, I'll drag that down to almost zero. That's some two tones, man. Right, here's the first one. That's the well car. I'll just move it up slightly. So that's the well car you're seeing now, made by a company called Dapol. I'll just kill the sound a minute. Coming up behind, these two are made by the British arm of Bachmann. So they're two container flats with containers on the top. Pretty good actually, but they're a little pricey. But what you get from Bachmann in this country is a whole lot better than you get in America. It's a completely different company. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for. It's almost like the Athens Genesis of the UK, if you like. So coming up behind that are the first of the Dapol Freightliner. What do we call these? Well, they're just spines, really, with containers on the top. And because the spines are made of metal, they've got quite a heft to them. So if you're running them individually or with gaps between the cars, I'm running 2 inches on the back. You can they'll actually stay on the track on their own, being pulled around without any additional weight on them at all. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. How's that loft of yours getting on? You've ordered some Bachmann container wagons arriving tomorrow. Oh, okay. Are they the bright green ones that I've got on here, Dino? Uh, the well, you'll see them when they come round again, but these ones are the containers are actually marked Saf Marine. Yes. Well, they've got a bar that goes between them. I think this is a 2-pack. There's a bar that goes between them in a similar fashion to the Dapol ones, but this is more of like a NIM pocket type fork on either end with a bar. And yeah, they're fine models. Absolutely no complaints. I think I've got one detail missing from one of mine, which is one of the little bits of wire rails. These are the spines on their own. And as I say, these are made of metal, sprayed very well. The detailing on them is exquisite. And the writing, everything is legible. And they go together really well. Oh no, you've got a nasty head cold. Well, that'll sap the life right out of you, mate. Yeah, they do. Right, I'll get some sound back on this. And I'll give you a whiz past. Right, picking up a bit of speed now. I'll set that at 30 on the speed. I'll hit the volume fix. And here we go. Okay, Mark, have a listen to this. This might clear your head cold a bit. If you're wearing cans, gentlemen, you might want to reduce your sound now. Bernie! Haha! Yes, I gather you were on last night, Bernie, and I missed it completely. I'm afraid I was sort of busy. Okay, Bernie, this one's for you. Here we go. Are you ready? Yeah, that's using a proprietary Lock Sound 4 decoder from the SU with Lego Man Biffo sounds on it, which for those of you in the UK would know about. Perhaps the best recorded sounds in the UK, bar none. And they particularly got the Class 56. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you, mate. Okay. Right, get this, Anthony. A bit of sound for you. Now, to get the turbo whistle, I used basically a woofer and a tweeter. You've got one of their Earth Mover speakers in there, and I also used, I think, a sugar cube as well to get the high pitched sounds of the turbo screaming. Ah, damn it, missed that one. Yeah, sorry, Bernie. 4.5 hours long. Crumbs. I've been slaving away all that time. Still, never mind, mate. There's always next Thursday. I gather you're doing next Thursday, Bernie. You're doing one on Monday night as well. Now, I know Hyatt is doing one on Monday night at 7 o'clock. Hang on, I'll just kill the sound a minute. Recall. Well, there we go. Now you should be able to hear me okay. You're going on at 8. And I know Hi from H&H is going on at 7. Yes, I know you've been suffering, Anthony. I'm surprised you did what you did on Friday, actually. Yeah, debating on a hospital run. Yeah, the only thing they can really give you is something that's stronger than you can buy over the counter. I think over the counter you can get 5 milligrams of active ingredient, and from the doctor you'll get something 25% or 30% full on strong. Let me just grab my there you go. Hi guys, nice to see you. Yes, it's me. Ta-da! Right, you should be able to just see the trains going past in the background. You're trying to keep the fluids up, yes. Yeah, well, if you've got a head cold, Mark, there's seldom anything nastier. Here we go. How's that? I didn't even ask you whether the last lot was in focus or not. Difficult to know because I'm only getting half the bits and pieces. If anybody hasn't hit the like button, please do so. It's always good for the analytics. Oh, I'm forgetting perhaps one of the most important things in model railways, the ubiquitous coffee. What hair? Could have combed my hair. That was straight out of the bath, mate. Oh, look at this. My Tony Curtis. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, what hair? Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's either it turns grey or falls out, turns grey and falls out, or just turns grey. Somebody like Leslie Gilpin's still got a fantastic head of hair, but turned grey. But there's not much grey there. It's just a matter of it's all falling out. Oh, except for this, I had this one hair that was sticking out of the top of my ear. It was huge. It must have been an inch and a half long. How did I miss this growing? It's only when it turns into a curly pigtail that. Oh, I don't get it. Yeah, hot whiskies help. Yeah, I could do with one now actually. Ah, Shedmouth Junction. Hello, nice to see you. Was it Shedmouth that put up a Shedmouth? Is that Martin? Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, put up a competition style video for, I believe it was some wagons that your daughter had decorated. You've not been out of your recliner except bathroom runs. Yeah. Yeah, merely a lull before the storm. Yeah, you look like you was pinching it a bit, Anthony. You did look a little pallid. That's the word, pallid. Yeah. Um, but at least I haven't got the great big woolly jumper on. Just a shirt today. I do have the heater on, but I don't know what to say, guys. It's been like a spring day, like a day in May that's been suddenly lifted, moved over to February, and just flopped down. Yep, that's you. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I did see that. Um, I'm not quite sure it would fit in with a container train, though. But it looked like a good bit of fun. So, yeah, good luck with that. Oh, forgive me, guys. Somebody has texted me. This is a reminder. Yeah, this is my phone. It's how do I put this politely? It went out with square wheels. This is a reminder that your vehicle is due in with us tomorrow. Please call our service team on blah 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 if you wish to discuss blah 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 blah. Or message stop. Ah, yes. I know I've got a service tomorrow on my motorbike. Bing. Beam me up, Scotty. Right. So that was that. Yes. Good luck with that, Shedmouth, Martin. You and your daughter. Good luck with that. There was plenty of people already piled in for the competition. So I thought, well, as that doesn't really fit in with container trains, I'll let everybody else have a bash. Because usually I go over to Bernie's channel, attempt to win competitions, and actually do. To the point where I'd almost outstayed my welcome. But after winning 3 times, yes, I got a Jeff Hurst hat trick. For somebody that's never won anything at any time, the only thing I'd usually get is a rattlesnake and a lucky dip. But amazingly enough, I won and kept winning. I don't know. Sean Pacific, what are you trying to say, Sean? Thanks, Andy Foote. Have you been cut off in your prime? I won a locomotive, a wagon, and a tail light. Right, okay, yes. Here's the one with the tail light. And as I've moved it, the motion sensor in it has just set it off again. So as long as I don't move this box, it won't drain the battery. Too late. So this is 2 parts of what I won on Bernie's stream. The towed brake van, and he also got me the little light unit for the tail light to go with it. Thanks for my awesome live stream. Well, you're quite welcome, Sean. You're welcome along here anytime. Usually Sunday afternoon, 3:30 Greenwich Mean Time, which probably means it's 5 hours before that for you. But I really like your Engage stuff, particularly that cab forward, which I believe was Broadway, which no matter what you did, just didn't want to know. I understand you've sent that to an acquaintance to get it fixed. And I can't wait to see that, because that is going to be absolutely awesome. I know it was 8 months ago or whatever, but yeah, I do catch your live streams. I mean, sometimes I just can't get to the point where I can actually go on the tippy tappy and thank everybody for their live streams. I try to as much as I can. Big news coming up on the cab forward soon. Great. Yeah. Now I know Broadway and Athen, I think, have bought out an Engage Big Boy, and there is one by Cato that is coming soon. Because I know this because Ben, who unfortunately is not in the chat at the moment because he's probably working, he works as a Sparks in a big concern, so he's probably up to his neck in electrical stuff at the moment. He's got one on order. I don't know whether he ordered that from the States or whether he ordered it from someone over here or direct from Japan, but I know it's costing him a pretty penny, a lot of money. It's going to be somewhere in the order of £500. I'm afraid that's what it costs. The nearest thing I've got to that is a Rivarossi Engage. Yeah, me, Engage. Have a laugh. Big boy. And I got that 20 years ago for £124, something like that. That was a lot of money 20 years ago. And I had it running on we set it up on the table. We got some Pico track, N-scale track, set it up on the table and just had it running on DC. And it was great for a quick fix. Richard had come to me and said, Dad, can we have the trains out, before we got this shed and took it a bit more seriously. And it was a way of getting a quick model railway fix without taking up the whole of the lounge floor. You could do it on the dining room table in Engage, and I have got some of that. What I may do one Sunday, we'll all pair down into the dining room. I'll set it up on the table and I'll do the live stream from there, just as something different. But that's good news about that cab forward. Yeah, can't wait to see that. It's got DCC sound in it. I know there's obviously issues with the pickup from track to wheels to chip to motor. Something there not quite right. It moves a half an inch, stops, goes on. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you. Oh, yes. I don't know what it's like up in Crewe at the moment, but here it's like a nice autumn, not an autumn day, a spring day. Temperature's up about, it must be 15 degrees out there. And with my little heater on down here, it's 75 degrees in here at the moment, Celsius. Not Celsius, Fahrenheit. What a prat. If it was 75 degrees centigrade in here, I would have disintegrated by now. Yeah, anyway. So, is there any more news out there, Jason? So I know you were looking at a way of trying to get Prism to work with pulling people in as guests. I'm just wondering if that had gone any further, because I know Bernie, looking at his live stream that he did today, he was using, went back to StreamYard. Just as a little reminder, Hi is doing that's H&H Express Model N scale trains, is doing a live stream at 7 o'clock on Monday. I believe that's right. So if you want to go along to that and pop your notification on it, then you'll be told on the day. Yeah. So everyone pile along there. For those that's correct, right? Okay. Right. For those of you who haven't seen Hi's get up, it's quite fascinating. It's almost reverse engineered DC, but using DCC to command it, using block sections, and only having the block sections energized that the engine is actually on. That's the best way I can describe it. For any more data other than that, and if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, just zip across to Hi's channel, H&H Express Model N scale trains, and take a look. It is quite fascinating. How long are you doing the stream for, Hi? I know it's how long is a piece of string. I'm going to go on until 5. You did a live stream test today with OBS and Prism. The system was suffering because it was CPU hungry. All right, okay. Yeah. I'm surmising that to use Prism and invite people in, you would have to use another third party like OBS or what's the other one? The one with the duck. StreamYard. Probably use StreamYard as well. Yeah. I've got a feeling though that Bernie might be right with that, in that you seem to get a lot from Prism, but you're wondering where the price is coming from. Okay, yeah, I figured you might be, Jason. I thought you might have had it licked, but it's I mean, you're into broadcasting, so I figured you'd probably have the best shot at that. Perhaps it's a little more involved than any of us thought, but with Prism, I keep wondering when the bill is going to come in, because it seems to be a really good platform but free. Are they going to then say, okay, here's premium Prism, and we're now going to allow you to invite people in via every kind of platform, but it's going to cost you X, Y, and Z. You'll do a 1 hour live stream. It all depends on the crowd. Do 30 minutes longer. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It depends how you feel on the day. I'm struggling to think what would happen if I just didn't feel as though I wanted to do it. It hasn't happened yet. I haven't lost any mojo or anything, but I'm just wondering if it did, whether I'd actually have to get up and go to get myself down here and suffer in front of people. That does take some doing. So yeah, hats off to those. You're going to stay with StreamYard, Lee. Yeah, I can understand that. Stick with what you know is one thing, but there's an awful lot of clever people out there who can make these things work the way they want them to, even if it isn't what they should be doing. Sometimes there are ways through the back door to make these things a little more user friendly for the individual. You can never be a charge for Prism as it's using the same software as OBS. They're both freeware. Right, yeah. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then it looks very good. But then does it have a hole in it if you can't invite people in? I know Bernie likes to invite people in and have to do his approach. Lee has the paid version, so more options. Yeah. Mystic John, hello. Nice to see you. What I'll do, just so you don't get my ugly mug all the time, I'll just give you a couple of minutes of thrash, if that's okay with you. So I'll leave that one off. I'll just get the real noisy one going. So right, here we go. I'll just drop you down a second. Forgive me. How's that? There we go. Okay. For those of you that joined after my explanation, what you've got today, I'll just zip them up a bit. Let's get a little bit of speed going. The ubiquitous Class 56 with a well car made by Dapol, 2 Bachmann flats, and the rest are all Dapol. Need the audio quality of StreamYard, need to improve it. Right, here comes Class 31 in dirty livery. Pulling some Airfix stroke mainline Mark 2Ds. Fly Mode Chairman, hello sir, how are you? Nice to see you, Adam. Can everybody still hear me okay? And Boilermaker Rick, hello Rick. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, Mr. Dodge is not feeling too grand. It sounds like gastric trouble. It could be actually gastric flu. That's hit me pretty badly a couple of times. Langton Road, hello. Remind me of your name, Langton Road. It's Mark. Ah, of course, yes, another Mark. So we have Mark 1 and Mark 2 now. It's almost becoming as prevalent as Andy. I think at one time we had 5 Andys in one live stream, which is quite funny actually. I could probably answer that quite quickly. I believe it was a fillet or a sirloin steak, Jason, which Bernie had with all the trimmings, and it really sounded delicious actually. I'll just sort you out a little. That should be a little better. How's that? Yeah, a little straighter. Yeah, what was the place you went to, Bernie? I just can't remember what the joint was. Was it like Fat Olives or something? You like that, John? Yes, I thought I'd have a British flavour this week, but with a container train. Well, all container trains look pretty much as the same as everyone else's. Here it comes, Class 56, with a well car and the rest, all containers. And I put a couple of empties on the back, just for good measure. I'm glad you like it, John. Be right back, just got to board a train. Ah, a Fat Olive. Yes, that was it. I thought I got it right. Fat Olive. I gather that is that in Wigan? There's nothing funny about Wigan. Well, there is, but never mind. 12 degrees centigrade. That's in Ireland, in Donegal. 12 degrees. I think you want to chalk that up as a peak on your calendar there, Mark. Some Tesco containers. The only place I've seen Tesco containers is on Leslie Gilpin's stuff that he does around Carlisle. There's an awful lot of, there's like whole Tesco trains go through there. Mick, hello Mick. Yes, I'm sorry. Today, Mick, it's coffee. No beer, I'm afraid. And Richard's gone out on a bender with his network rail buddies. So I'm alone in the shed, but I have got my trains, man. WN1 2AD. That's the postcode for Fat Olives. Right. The ubiquitous Mr. Timbersurf. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Dr. X has joined us. That was okay. The message got across, so that's as good as it gets. As long as you get the message across, and it's of a sufficient quality, which I think it was, it's fine. You can always twiddle the details afterwards, Martin. It took me a week or so to get a decent webcam because the one on the computer was pants really, and I think Richard got to the point where I was talking about it so much he just went and bought me one, and it arrived. Was it last Sunday or the Sunday before? And popped it on the PC and wallop, away it went. And I think it's a 1080p, so it's nothing too fancy. It's not 4K or anything like that. ANC Railroad, an N-Scale and Life Journey. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. I thought I'd run a few containers today. Smooth running today. Adam is smooth running every time I come up to the shed. Well, almost. It's only things only come unstuck when you try something unorthodox, and they come unstuck just where you think they might. Now, I backed this entire container train out onto the main line to get this. Once I got it all together, I coupled the locomotive on and it pushed it the whole way out with no derailments. So I'd say that was a pretty good endorsement. Sweet. What's it like in Scotland at the Mo, Flymo? I know over in Ireland, Mark's got 12 degrees centigrade, which is pretty good. Over here, it's got to be, we've got clear blue skies, a little breezy, but it's like a spring day. It really is. How about you, Mick? What's the sun's over the yard arm? Yeah, it's starting to pop down now, so it will get a lot chillier. With no cloud to hold in the greenhouse gases, it's going to drop down to 5 degrees tonight, I think. 19 watching and 12 thumbs up. That's pretty good. Okay, Mark, thanks for coming in. Always great to see you. Good luck with the layout, mate. And I hope you get over your head cold pretty soon. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Indian, not very sunny. But there you go. What can you do? Hello, Sean. Nice to see you, mate. Got a little bit of digital command control going today. Passing you in a couple of seconds will be a class 31. Dirty livery. With some nice clean Airfix and mainline Mark II Ds. Ubiquitous class 56 and a container train. I'll give you a blast of it as it comes past. There you go, Nick, just for you. What I'll do, I'll give you an idea of what the 31 sounds like. when it's fully wound up. So let me just go around the clock again. Here we go. That's on. Wind it right up. I think I've got the wrong one here. Give me a second. I have that one. Put that on 8 and wind the sound right up. Right, the class 31 will come back now. The Chit in the 56 is Lego Man Biff. Class 56 with a woofer and a tweeter in it. So it's got an Earth Mover 1 and a sugar cube of some description. I can't remember if I paralleled it or I series wired it, whatever it needed for the particular impedance. This is on full chat. Again, this class 31 coming round is a Lego Man Diffo. There you go. Just kill the sound on that. Right. An Earth Mover 1 and a Dog Whisper Tweeter. And I can't remember if it's an EM1 or an EM2. It's the smaller of the two Earth Movers because it really fits nicely into the Class 56 if you take out all of the... did I put it in there? I can't remember if I put the big speaker where the fan unit used to be, or I just stuck it in there somewhere else. But it gives enough grunt and enough high-pitched scream to make it really sound like a 56. Yeah, but effectively you're right, Adam. Will be an EM1, yeah. I think that's what it was, Bernie. I think what I did, there were lots of videos out there of people putting various speakers in, but the best one I could find was Roads and Rails, Richard at Roads and Rails, and he put the whole kit together, sent it down to me, and I did the rest. Mark at Hemel Down, hello Mark. How nice to see thee. Yeah, we'll probably be driving to Ali Pali because I think the day that we're going, which is the Saturday, it's a strike day by the RMT. And that's not going to be good. So I think literally all of the train drivers, and I think ASLEF are supporting that strike. So we'll be going by car. A dog whistler. I can't even whistle now. Wrong teeth here. Yeah. It was one of those, Adam, that where I actually did it, got it in, put it on the track, and I wasn't that impressed with it, but I sort of was until I put it on full chat, and you had the thump coming through from the prime mover, and you had the scream from the turbo, both together. It absolutely sold me. I thought, Lego Man Biff, the recording technology you must have is just fabulous. and he's captured the grid really, really well. So it's been my digital command control sound showstopper ever since. So they'll all be at Ali Pally and the punters left at home. Yeah. How ironic. Yeah, they'll probably have their own little special. So all the train drivers and rail workers all pile off this train. They just leave it there all day long. But we've looked into the ultra low emission zone of which Ali Pally is part of, and I gather our car is of sufficient quality or low emissions to mean that we don't have to pay £12.50 a day. But I suppose if you've got a gas guzzler, then you might have to. But our little 1400, whatever it is, 1500cc Hyundai, is good enough to get away with it. So we'll be going by car. How about you, Mark? Have you figured out how you're going to get there? Yeah. Yeah. Let me just try something. Forgive me a moment, gents. I just want to try this. All right, let's see what that's like. Has that taken away part of the thump from the from obviously the weight of the trains going over the boards? I've just put the camera on a little bit of foam. How's that sound? You're going by tube from Amersham, about an hour's journey. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, I'm long, long way away from Cockfosters, which would be the nearest for me. Yeah, I suppose if you were living in Potter's Bar, you could probably jump on a push bike and get down to Cockfosters. But I'm living a little further out than that. Nearest big town is Stevenage. Um, well, that's all the ones I've got. Those are the ones that I suppose is in my collection, other than Richard's. Richard's been putting together a consist of fast line of these type, which are the Dapol Freightliner ones. They did. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. They did a loading. What colour? I think it's a grey colour, and they were fast line. But unfortunately, the fast line livery and company didn't last very long. So after they made that one lot, I don't think, unless there's a sudden demand for a defunct company's wares, I don't think we'll see any more of those. So Rich has been collecting the fast line ones, and I think he's got something like 7 or 8 pairs now. So he can do a whacking great train. but he's being quite picky. He's trying to get the right containers to go on top as well and fit up a prototype train. Yeah, nice to see you, Chris. Any number of medium and larger cars for sale through the company. Yeah, yeah. It's only a matter of time though before they start picking on the smaller ones. And they make it a little more stringent. Oh well, anything over 1,000 cc or anything over 800 cc now, we're going to charge you the full whack. That's what it'll be next. If there's another nickel to be drained from bashing the British public, they'll try it, which is just a shame. When you consider, you go back to the 50s and the smogs that we had, like pea soup fogs, where you couldn't see your hand in front of your face and it was like yellow with sulphur. Have we really got anything to complain about now? Yeah, rotten scene. The dinner's on. Excellent. Tube journey from Amersham. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, that should get us there, and then it's just a matter of figuring out where we'll probably meet up. Probably the best place to meet in Ali Pali is where the organ is, because everybody knows where the organ is, because you can't miss it. It's a huge, great bloody thing with lots and lots of pipes. Now, are you guys talking a roast dinner? Yes. Yeah, you're right, Chris. My my aunt, who I never saw, died in a pea super. She'd had a fairly early um, heart operation. And these were the days where they still went in through the back rather than open your chest up. They went in through the back, and the operation was actually successful on the heart. But she went out in a pea super, started coughing, and opened up her stitches, and she died as a result of that. So yeah, I can't say we've got away unscathed, but I do think they're taking it a little far and charging people for nothing. Yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out, Mark. There's still about a month to go, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Bernie's having roast pork and crackling. Yeah, well, you put it in the oven anyway. Yeah, okay. Nick's having roast beef. Okay. Is that with a little horseradish sauce, Mick, or is it going to be English mustard for you? And Hive's going to have a Chinese. Okay. That's um, that's a pretty open book Chinese, because you can have everything from roast pork and onions to, I don't know, what you would deem chow mein. Um, you can have egg fried rice, special fried rice. And Lee's having a chicken roast. Okay, that's super. Yeah, somehow I figured, Nick, that you'd be a mustard man. Does it have Coleman's on the jar? I don't know if the guys in the States get Coleman's mustard, but there's not much of a substitute for it. I mean, I've tried different mustards, and if you like it strong, then that will be the one for you. I'm just going to give the Class 31 a bit more zip. Hang on, I'm going to come back to that one high. Where are we? Let's turn off number 8 and let's just see what happens. Is that slowing down? Let's try not 6, 5. Yeah, that's working. Let's just whiz this all the way up and see what happens. Let me just test this with the DCC on. That is full chat. It must have a huge acceleration curve on it, because it's taken an awful long time to get up there. That's on 126 speed steps. So I gather this is probably a scale speed. Just pop that down to 90 and see what happens. So you can turn it up to 126. Yeah, this is set on 126 speed steps, this NCE power cap. So if I now whack that up, that is now on 126. Your uncle had a tumour in his esophagus. Told not to squeeze or cough as it was on the mend. And the blood supplies had to heal over. Yeah, nasty. You've got to remember, this was something like 1952, 1950, around there. So well before I was born. You were looking at T-shirts, Sean. Oh, okay. Is this T-shirts with GWR Buckley Junction written all over them? Let me shut that up a minute. There you go. Whoosh. You've been listening in while working. Good on the layout. Rather watching by phone. You lot are just making you hungry. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit like it's a bit like watching the football, actually. I've noticed that a lot of the commentators on there treat it as if it was radio. And they say, now it's up to Murray. And he passes on to Egoglu. And he passes up on to Chang. And he's crossed it over here. And the ball's in the net. It's just like being on radio. I mean, you're actually looking at the people. You can see the numbers on the backs. But for those people that are fans, well, you know who's got the ball at any one time. So Well, there you go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hang on. My parents lived in Meopham in Kent at the time. They hated going up to the smoke because it was literally a pool of smog over the city. And asthma, yes, doesn't go very well with smog. Um, and it was yellow and sulphurous, and because of all the coal fires. Hello, Al. Nice to see you. Just running a bit of British stuff today. Class 56 with a container train, and a Class 31, which is going like the clappers, and it will be coming past you any time now. I'll just give you a blast of the sound. Okay, Lee, I'll catch up with you later, mate. Give me that one. I'll just give you a little flavour of the 56 for those that have not long joined us. All right, pop this. Okay, you're going to have a walk the dog and then dinner. Okay, hi. Thanks for coming in. Always appreciate your input. And I'll catch you on Monday on your live stream. Thanks again for coming. Check out this bad boy. Ah, you like, huh? I'll give you some tones as it comes around. Around the block again. Kill that. There we go. You should be able to hear me okay now. Ah, yes, fun with tones. What time have we got now? Right, there's 3 minutes to go, guys, and I'm going to then give way to Lee, who's going to do his live stream. So I'll give you all the chance to grab a quick drink for that one, and I'll say a fond farewell. I don't particularly want to steal Anthony's wonderful phrase, but yeah, why not? I'll steal it. Auf Wiedersehen, Choos, and happy trains. And I'll catch up with you guys next week, if not sooner, in the live streams. Thank you all for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure having your company. Thanks, Bernie. Thanks, Chris, Al, and to all who have come and benefited my life from your presence. And as always, thanks, Flymo, for popping in. And for Timber Surf, who keeps the flock in order. Thanks, Timber Surf. Nice to see you. And Chris, again, thanks for popping in and enriching our lives. And Mick, cheers, Mick. Always have a nice beer with your beef. And I'll say au revoir for now. Cheers, guys. Adios. No props, Al. I'll catch you soon, mate. Here we go.